Hello, my name is Jessica Buckham, and beside me is Natalia Kozitski, and we are Trent Nursing students. We are currently in our community placement rotation, and our project this semester is to interview new Canadians to learn about their experiences since immigrating to Canada, to find out about how their health has been affected by those experiences. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing my partner Natalia to find out about what it was like for her and her family when they immigrated to Canada from Ukraine 13 years ago. So Natalia, tell me, why did your family decide to leave the second largest country in Eastern Europe and come to the largest country in North America?
Well, my parents, they wanted to have more opportunity for their children, that's me and my sister, find any job that we want, also because it was difficult finding a job in Ukraine at that time. Ukraine just became its own country and the economic situation was very difficult. So they had several businesses. They were small businesses, and even that didn't make them enough money to have a normal life. So they decided, why not to a different country.
How did you personally find the adjustment, such as learning English as your second language and making new friends?
Well, actually, I already knew English when I moved here. I studied English from grade 1, and moved here when I finished grade 8. And yeah, I was fluent. It was just difficult to understand people when they spoke so very fast. So I guess in the very beginning it was actually very hard to go outside, and because I was always scared that people would say something I would not understand what they're saying. But in half a year or so I was fluent and I was very good and it was fun.
And how was that for your parents?
Oh, my dad already knew English. My mom didn't really. So it was easier for my dad. He found a job right away. For my mom it was more difficult, so a few years later when she learned English, she was able to find a job.
Do you have many support, such as family members already here in facilities such as the new Canadian Centre?
We didn't really use any of the supports because we already had enough English, like my dad already knew English and I did. We already had a lot of friends in Toronto that could tell us anything we really needed to know, and we could just ask, so we didn't really look for any places like that.
How did you find the adjustment to Canadian foods, and were you able to continue eating many of the same traditional Ukraine foods that you were used to?
Well, in the very beginning when we just moved here, I remember going to No Frills a lot, and we bought a lot of fast food actually, and just because it was cheaper. But after a while we started getting really sick of it, and we also found places where we can buy food that we can make Ukrainian food out of. So we started buying more vegetables and eating more healthy. So I guess it was a down and up process, and right now we're eating more healthy food, and a lot of it is traditional.
Did your parents initially find it difficult to find employment when they first came here?
It was difficult for my mom more than my dad because as I said, she learned English later than my dad, but my dad found a job in about 3 months, so that was actually very good because we needed that economic stability. And my mom found a job I think about 5 years later when she learned English, and yeah, she has a job right now. She's very happy. Both of them are.
Are you able to go back to Ukraine and visit your extended family often?
Well, I didn't go back at first, just for economic reasons, meaning that my parents didn't really want to go back, and I did, but I didn't really have any money. But once I started working, then I was able to do that. So I've come back about 3 times so far, and I go back every 2 years. I actually enjoy going back. I usually look forward to it.
What has been the most difficult challenge you've had to face when immigrating to Canada?
I'd say the biggest challenge in the very beginning was learning English names, because I found that a lot of people come from different countries and their names that you've never heard. But in Eastern Europe there may be like 100 different names, and you get used to them so quickly, so that everybody's name is Olga or Ivan or something of that sort. So yeah, it was difficult in that sense. Also just getting through the culture of barriers, because in Ukraine it's one culture. When you come here, it's a whole lot of cultures from everywhere. So, and also just because I was young and I was growing up here, just learning everything new about, I don't know, about dating, about, I don't know, just politics, everything. Everything was new to me.